Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome to Freya's Forge. If this is your first visit to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so happy to see you, metaphorically speaking, of course. If you're returning, welcome back, and welcome to this week's pick-a-card reading. If you're not familiar with pick-a-card readings, let me give you a little bit of rundown. This is pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. This week's reading is all about just an encouraging, empowering, wonderful, warm and fuzzy message that you need to hear today. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you come back to it, it'll be there for you. You can't pick incorrectly. Let your intuition guide you, and you will be all set. If you like to choose with crystals, let me pop some crystals on here. All right, with pile number 1, you have this lovely piece of lapis lazuli. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. I learned it by reading, and sometimes you can't learn how to pronounce things if all you do is see them spelled. But you can see the gold flecks in it, I hope. For pile number 2, you have a piece of rose quartz, which is one of my favorite stones. Love it, love it, love it. And for pile number 3, you have a piece of, I don't know if you can see the colors in it really very well, but a piece of green and purple fluorite. And as we get into the piles, I will share a little bit out of the Crystal Bible by Judy Hall on what those crystals mean. If you already know and that's what's drawing you to the pile, then hop down into the description and there will be a timestamp. Welcome to your reading, pile number 1. Again, you chose the lapis lazuli, pretty blue stone with the gold flecks in it. We'll set him over here to the side. And again, I'm going to be reading you a little bit out of the Crystal Bible by Judy Hall on your stone, if you don't know much about it, if you just thought it was pretty. But I'm obviously not going to read the whole thing, and you can always consult Uncle Google, as my friend Earl would say. But it is a stone that opens the third eye and balances the throat chakra because it's blue and the throat chakra's color is blue. It stimulates enlightenment and enhances dream work and psychic abilities, facilitating spiritual journeying and stimulating personal and spiritual power. That's pretty cool. So there's a little bit about the stone. And again, this is just an empowering, encouraging message that you need to hear right now. It is timeless, so there's no time stamp on it. And we're going to be reading today from the Universal Weight Tarot deck. You're also going to get some animal messages from the Animal Messages Oracle and some shapeshifters from the Oracle of the Shapeshifters today. So let's go ahead and we'll start with your shapeshifters. Today you have the Black Cat, Lost Magic, Atonement, and Rebalance. And maybe that's why you picked the lapis, because that'll help you reconnect to that. And then you have Elizabeth and the Lion. It is time to become a great leader. So if you've lost the magic, or you think you've lost the magic, then it's time to just shuffle that off, rebalance, reconfigure, and just move on. And that's what I'm getting from that. This is still a relatively new deck for me, and so I have been reading out from the book, but I don't think we need to do that because I think these are pretty self-explanatory for me today. The Elizabeth and the Lion always really reminds me of the Strength card out of tarot. I don't know if you'll get that in your tarot because I don't look at the cards once I shuffle them into the piles. Excuse me, I feel like it's a better reading if we discover the cards together. So let's see what your tarot cards are for today. You have the Four of Wands. Make sure you can see it. I hope you like that I'm showing you the cards. If you don't, let me know in the comments and maybe I'll stop doing that. You also have the King of Wands. You have the Magician. You have the Seven of Pentacles. And you have the Knight of Swords. Okay, so let's see what we have to see in here, and let's see what Spirit is wanting you to hear today, an encouraging message. Well, right off the bat with the Four of Wands, I am seeing a good, strong foundation. So you may be feeling a loss of balance. You may be feeling that lack of power that you need to be a great leader. But what this is saying to me is that you've got a good foundation. Your home life is a good place of support for you. Even if you're not feeling very supportive, perhaps because of the situation, you've got a good support structure in place, and that is so, so important. Additionally, the Magician always tells me that whatever this unbalance, lack of balance, tripping over your own feet that you might be experiencing right now, that is telling me that you have everything at your disposal, whether it's mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, in your support structure, like with the Four of Wands. You got it all going on, my friend. You've got everything at your disposal to be able to master the situation, even if it doesn't feel like it at the time. Okay. So with the six, I may have said Seven of Pentacles, with the Six of Pentacles, and that's really what it is, the six, not the seven. With the six, it's showing that while right now you may feel like you don't have anything to offer, whether it's financially, emotionally, you might be feeling like you're scraping the bottom of the barrel. Things are going to turn around. Sorry, I had to get a little sip of coffee there. Things are going to turn around for you, pile number one, so that your pockets are being blessed so you can bless other people. And Pentacles typically represent financial, physical, mundane matters, but this could also be a rejuvenation of your creative energy, which is kind of what I'm getting with the King of Wands there. A regeneration of your creative energy, which will regenerate your emotional energy and your mental energy and your spiritual energy. All of that is being regenerated and rebalanced and reconfigured. And this is going to come in the form of an offer completely out of the blue, is what I'm getting. Which is what this Knight of Swords is saying, is that there's going to be a message, an email, a phone call, a letter. You'll stumble into a website. You'll pop open a YouTube video. Something. There's going to be some kind of message, and some kind of offer that comes completely out of the blue, pile number one. It's going to rush into your life and say, hello, here I am. And it's going to be the catalyst for this rejuvenation of energy, of mood, of all of that, okay? But remember, the cards are only a tool and they are not foretelling the future. So don't come back to me and say, but my bank account is still at $6.72 a week later. What's going on? I can't guarantee that money is going to show up out of nowhere, but you're going to get some kind of message, whether it's from a friend you haven't spoken to in a long time, a job offer, you've applied on a job and you get the offer out of the blue, which wouldn't be really out of the blue if you've applied on a job, but maybe it's a job that you didn't apply on and you are in the drive-thru at the Starbucks and someone says, hey, you want a job? It could happen. My husband used to work at McDonald's, and he basically it was the weirdest situation. He was in the drive-thru and he was helping a customer, and the customer had a bow in his passenger seat. Okay, just some random bow. And my husband said, hey, dude, nice bow. And the guy was like, oh, you like it? Yeah, well, here you go. And he just handed him this bow through the drive-thru window. So things, if you're open to them, the universe will provide the greatest stuff, pile number one. And it's just be open to the unexpected, because maybe you just need to laugh, right? Maybe you just need a chance to have some fun and end up with a bow through the drive-thru window. I don't know. But you got it. You got your support structure in place. You've got all of the tools in your toolbox to get through this situation. And the advice that I was just told to share with you is good advice for anyone at any time, is when you are blessed with good fortune, pay it forward, okay? Don't be miserly. Don't hoard your time and your money and your emotions and your, strengths and put your light under a bushel and all of that stuff. When you're blessed with good fortune, pile number one, pay it forward, okay? That's what I see the Six of Pentacles as, is the pay it forward card. So that's what I have to say about that. Okay, our next cards are the animal messages. I can talk, I promise. And so today you have Kangaroo, which says, as events take on their own momentum, you take a true leap forward. You have Cheetah, a decision once made will be followed by unwavering action. And Hummingbird, turn away from infidelity so that love may blossom. Okay, so I keep getting surprised. I don't know why I keep getting surprised. I should stop being surprised by this when the cards actually start talking to each other and through each other and all of that. I should be getting used to this, but evidently I'm not. So I'm so excited that the cards are talking to each other. So this message that you're going to receive, pile number one, it's going to create momentum. It's going to be this you know, the whole idea of inertia, a body in motion tends to stay in motion. Well, this message is going to set things in motion. And because this is the intention of this reading is a powerful, empowering, encouraging message, I am seeing that it's going to be good momentum. It's not going to be like Indiana Jones running from the giant boulder. This is going to be good momentum where things that start small are going to get bigger and get bigger and get bigger in a good way. Okay. And so as those things take on that momentum, take on that body in motion, staying in motion thing, you're going to take that big leap ahead. And once you make the decision to take that giant leap forward, it's going to be unwavering. So the good is just going to keep on, the hits are going to keep on coming. Okay. Now the hummingbird is kind of our outlier here. It talks about turning from infidelity so that love may blossom. Since it is on this Four of Wands, pile number 1, which I tend to see as kind of a marriage card, you know, it reminds me of setting up for a wedding. I am not seeing that as actual infidelity, like your significant other is cheating on you or anything like that. What I'm seeing from that and what message I'm getting from that is that don't take your support structure for granted. Don't take your spouse, your significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse or spouses, plural. I don't discriminate on this channel. You do you. So don't take that support system for granted. Okay. Make sure that you are expressing your gratitude to all of the people in your life that are helping you through this whole situation. That's the message that I'm getting for you, pile number 1. So, I hope this resonated with you. Please, if it did, please like, comment, subscribe, share, all of that good stuff that you probably hear 100 times a day if you watch as much YouTube as I do. It only takes you a few moments, but it really does help with the channel and with the channel's growth, which we really would like to see. If you'd like to support the channel in a different way, there's going to be a link down in the description along with the cards that I'm using today to an Amazon wish list. And we would love to be able to use different decks when we do our pick a card readings. Right now it's just me, but I'm hoping to rope the husband into doing some too, because he's been doing this a lot longer than I have, and I would love to see his approach to this process. So if you would like to gift us a deck or two, we've got that Amazon wish list down below. If there is a deck that you really, really like, but it's for some reason missed both of us adding it to the wish list and you'd like to see it added so you can gift it, drop that in the comments below. And if this did resonate with you, please comment, let me know that you got something out of it. I enjoy doing it, but I also really like hearing that you enjoy it as well. So I hope that you are having an amazing week and that you have an even better week ahead, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the rose quartz, you are in the right place. So we'll set that right up here by the little green orb and get to your reading. I will link all of the cards that we used today down in the description. As a reminder, this is just an empowering and encouraging message that I feel like you need to hear. The cards feel like you need to hear right now. We will be reading from the Oracle of the Shapeshifters, the Animal Messengers, and the Universal Weight deck. To add some flavor to the reading, as you picked rose quartz, I'm going to read you a little bit out of the Crystal Bible. And I won't be reading everything to you. I just wanted to kind of let you get a taste of what that stone means, because maybe it will resonate with you, even if the cards do not. So rose quartz is the stone of unconditional love and infinite peace. It's the most important crystal for the heart and the heart chakra, teaching the true essence of love. It purifies and opens the heart at all levels and brings deep inner healing and self-love. It's calming, reassuring, and excellent for use in trauma or crisis. So there's a little bit about rose quartz. You can also get on Uncle Google, as my friend Earl would say, and see what else there is to see about it. So we're going to start with your Shapeshifter Oracle. And remember, this is empowering and encouraging. So even if the cards don't necessarily seem to be, I think throughout the reading, we will find that they are. Okay. So you have Phoenix of the Waning Moon. Something is about to end for now. Maybe we'll get some input on what that is. And then you have Two Kittens. You must choose. Okay. So we shall see what kittens you're going to have to choose between and all of that. So let's see what the tarot is for you today. You've got the Hierophant. You have the King of Cups. You have the Two of Wands, and that's really interesting since it's coming down on the two kittens. You have the Seven of Swords. And you have Judgment. Straighten things up just a little bit there. Okay, so pile number 2. You've got 2 major arcana, which means you probably do have some things that you are trying to decide between. And that is echoing through the 2 kittens and the Two of Wands. So, what Spirit is telling me to tell you, my friends who chose pile number 2, is that whatever decision it is that you make will be the right one. That's the empowering message and the encouraging message, is that while you may be faced with a decision, and this is a decision that it's like a situation where you are faced with what you think society wants you to choose. Okay. With the Hierophant, it's all about appearances and very do this, and it's the right decision. But you really need to sit with that decision. And your King of Cups is saying, go with your heart. Don't worry about what society or anyone else thinks that you should, this decision isn't up to them. This decision is up to you. And you have to be the one to make the choice between whatever it is, do the thing, don't do the thing. You have to be the one to decide whether you're doing the thing or not doing the thing, whatever the thing is, TM. So don't worry about what society is saying. Don't worry about what your family is saying. Don't worry about what your boss is saying. I mean, yeah, if you want to keep your job, maybe you have to worry about that a little bit, but maybe the decision is, do I stay or do I go? I don't know. It's a general reading, and that just popped into my head. So maybe some of you who chose this pile are being faced with a decision of, should I stay in this job or should I find something else? But know that if you go with what you feel is the correct decision, it's going to be the correct decision. Do not have any regrets about making the decision, because it's going to be the right one. What I'm seeing from the Seven of Swords is that you may have someone in your life that is trying to counsel you to making a different decision. So maybe, to use the example before of, should I stay in this job or should I go? Maybe your significant other is saying, we can't afford for you to leave that job right now, so you really need to stay. Even though the job is making you bloody miserable, right? Most of the time when we leave jobs, that's one of the reasons why we leave them, is because we're miserable. So this is a card of kind of that sneaky, subversive message that somebody may be couched in the terms of, for your own good, is the message I just got. This is for your own good. I'm only doing this out of love. It's because I care about you. Do they really? Do they really care about you? Is this really for your own good? Is this for your best good, your highest good? Only you can tell that. Only you and your conversations with the universe would know that. So pile number 2, it's your decision. And when you make that decision, up from the ashes you will come, and celebrate that decision has been made, and don't regret it. Okay. So your next cards are your animal cards. And let's see what message they have. So this is Frog. It says, adapt and survive by accepting the inevitable and seizing potential. You've got Tortoise. When changes are made for the sake of change itself, resist. And Lion. Banish loneliness by reaching out to special friends. And as I said with pile number 1, eventually I'm going to stop being surprised when all of the cards talk with each other and create the symphony. Today is apparently not that day. So, yay, exciting. So basically what I'm seeing from this pile number 2 is that it's a decision that you have to make. This is accepting the inevitable, that you have to make it. But if this is a decision to change simply because you're bored and you want to change for the sake of change itself, maybe hold off on making the decision. Sit with it a little bit. Sit in your place of power from an emotional standpoint, as with the King of Cups, and think, is this a decision that I'm being forced into because society says they don't approve of my relationship, they don't approve with my hair color, they don't approve of my fill in the blank, and therefore I'm being forced to make this decision? Then maybe it's not time to make any changes just for the sake of making a change, okay? But if it is a decision that is for the sake of your safety, your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, for the better situation for your family, then by all means, do the thing or don't do the thing, whatever that decision needs to be made for the good of all and it harm none. Because sometimes changes are inevitable and we have to embrace that change I don't like the fact that the frog says adapt and survive, because I don't want you to just survive, my friends. I want you to thrive through this change. And instead of just simply banishing loneliness by reaching out to special friends, the message I'm getting from the lion is saying, reach out to the people that you trust, not these sneaky people who are trying to fill your head with doubt about the decision, but the people that you actually trust to help you make good, sound decisions, and accept their counsel. That's the message I'm getting from you, for you, pile number 2, is reach out to people that you trust and accept their counsel. And if they counsel you that this sounds like you're trying to make this change just for the sake of changing something because you're bored, then maybe you should hold off a little bit and rethink it, and maybe that will lead to a different decision that is for your highest good. Because you always want to make these decisions for your highest good, pile number 2. And that is the message that I have for you all today. I do hope it resonated with you, at least part of it. Remember that tarot and oracle cards are only a tool. They are not sealing your fate. You can make changes in your timeline, that your energy, your mindset, that will completely negate anything of this that you did not like, that did not resonate with you. Again, I will link to all of the cards in the description below. Please, if you did get something out of the video, please like it, comment, subscribe to the channel. It takes you but moments, and it really helps us out. If you would like to help us create content going forward, and you have the financial means to do so, I will also link our Amazon wish list down below. It's just a list of different oracle decks and tarot decks and messenger cards and all of that stuff that'll help us create fresh new content. If there is a deck that you really like that you would like to gift us, and it happens to not be on that wish list and you think it should be, drop us a comment below and we'll add it so you can gift it to us. If we use the deck in a reading, I will be sure to credit you, and unless you tell me otherwise that you'd like to remain anonymous. So that is all I have for you, pile number 2, and I hope you have had a wonderful week, that you have a wonderful week ahead, and we shall see you next time. Hello and welcome to your reading, pile number 3. If you chose the green and purple fluorite, you are in the right place. Set him up there. And I'm going to read a little bit out of the Crystal Bible to you. I will link this book down in the description below if you're interested. But I just wanted to it calls it violet and purple, green fluorite. There's different colors of fluorite, but in general, fluorite is highly protective, especially on a psychic level. It helps you discern when outside influences are at work within yourself and shuts off psychic manipulation and undue mental influence. So I like to use fluorite. It's just kind of a little aside. If I'm having nights where I'm not sleeping good because I'm having bad dreams, I like to put a little piece of fluorite either in my pillowcase on the back side where I'm not going to like sleep on it all night, or on my nightstand, because it's good to kind of clear that auric field when I'm trying to sleep so that I'm not plagued with nightmares. But that is neither here nor there. Again, I'm going to link to all of the cards that we used today down in the description. We have the Oracle of the Shapeshifters, Animal Messages, and the Universal Weight Tarot today. So let's see what we've got. This is, again, an empowering and encouraging message for you. It's a timeless reading, so you can rewatch it again in the future if you choose to. Maybe choose a different pile next time. But you're here. There are no such things as coincidences, so let's get to it. You have today Little Owlin, wisdom as light as a feather. And you have Amphitrite, excuse me, the Sea Queen's blessing. Okay. And I am not really familiar with the Amphitrite card, so let's see what the book has to say about her. It's number 40. I like to normalize looking at the book, and you got 39 and 40, which is interesting. I don't know if that's important to you, but I just was told to point it out. So the Amphitrite says, today you must take time out for your soul to be washed clean with joy, laughter, and play. Dolphin energy will be all around you, so if you cannot find yourself at the ocean, give yourself the pleasure of friendship, laughter, sparkling water, a cool, refreshing shower, and meditate on the energy of the dolphins. Eat as they do. Include sea greens in your diet. Immediately when receiving this card, you are being given a very clear message to change your eating patterns. Be sure to include more omega-3 and omega-6 in your diet, the essential fatty acids. Your brain health is in need of attention, so feed the brain with foods that contain these EFAs and watch how bright, focused, and positive you begin to feel. Love and play today as these dolphins do. You will feel very youthful and very much like you are contributing to the good fortune and future of the planet and her oceans. This is the right time to take up low-impact, environmentally friendly water activities like surfing, snorkeling, scuba diving, and to support oceanic environmentalism and awareness in active, devoted ways. You are a creature of the waves and the tides too. You are pure joy in human form. And all that to be said, let me remind you, I am not a doctor, a nutritionist, anything like that. So just because the book just told you to include all of those things into your diet, listen to your doctor and your nutritionist because I am neither. And I don't want you to feel like taking, that I'm saying take this advice and just go do it. So basically that is saying the empowering, encouraging message is experience life in a joyful way. Okay, and that will help bring some wisdom into your life. So let's see what we've got as far as your tarot today. You have the Emperor. You have the Three of Cups. You have the High Priestess. You have the Wheel of Fortune. And you have the Six of Swords. Okay, so let's see what Spirit has to say to us. For you, pile number 3. This empowering and encouraging message. First of all, you've got 3 major arcana, so it seems like you probably got some big stuff going on in your life. That, because you've got your 3 of Cups here, this is celebration with friends and family, and it is echoing that Amphitrite card. I think that's what it's, I don't know. This one here that we just read out of the book, that's what it's echoing for me, pile number 3, is that be joyful. And what I'm getting from this 6 of Swords is more water energy. Even though swords are air, they're traveling over water. So maybe if you're seeing this as it goes live, it's Christmas. So maybe you have gone over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house to celebrate with family and friends. But this is sitting in your power. You've got the Emperor on one side, you've got the High Priestess on the other. And this is showing me that you need some balance in your life, pile number 3. You need to balance the divine masculine and the divine feminine. You need to be receiving and you need to be giving and receiving, right? And the wheel is kind of, instead of the wheel of fortune, it's like the wheel of the year, the cyclical nature of time passing. You need to find those things within you that are giving and that are receiving, the yin and the yang. Okay, I'm getting that obvious symbol of the yin yang symbol in my head right now. And so that is what the empowering message that I'm getting for you, pile number 3, is find that balance in yourself. And instead of the Emperor and the Empress, which is number 3 in the tarot, the High Priestess is in this place. And what I'm seeing for that is that there is some knowledge that you do not yet have, pile number 3, that is keeping you from this joyful, exciting, exuberant expression. And it's this wisdom that the owl has. And the wheel is saying, you know, what goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. And that wisdom, that knowledge, that whatever that is hidden from you right now is not a bad thing. You know, we set the intention that this is an empowering and encouraging message. So I'm not saying that that is bad, that it was hidden for a reason. Maybe it's a surprise. Maybe it's a present that someone has hidden from you because, well, it's Christmas when this video goes live. So maybe it's a hidden gift. Maybe it's of a physical nature. Maybe it's a hidden gift of, maybe you're going to realize, wait, I can hear people who have gone beyond the veil talking to me. Or I can see people's auras, or, you know, any of the other clear fill in the blank, you know, clear sight, clear hearing, clear vision, you know, all of those things. But that may come after a period of introspection, which is another message I'm getting from this 6 of Swords, is that it's travel over water. It's a journey that is of the mind, but it is also of the emotions, is the message I'm getting for you, pile number 3. And it will help lead to this celebratory nature of the situation. Let me see if there's anything else I have for you on that. I'm seeing a lot of yellow, which is kind of bright and cheerful, which I like. That helps reinforce the whole encouraging message for today. Let's see what your animals have to say, friends, shall we? Okay. So you have the whale. It says, through music, you can reclaim life's magic and grow strong in body and soul. You have tiger. Passion and adventure beckon. With the orange there. And badger. Abandon compromise and fight valiantly for what you believe in. Okay, so I find it very interesting, and as I've said in the other 2 piles, one day I will be not surprised when all of my decks deliver complimentary messages. But today is not that day, so hooray! All right. So it's really interesting that the way that the card's laid out, you've got the Whale on this side with the High Priestess. So kind of a feminine nature, however you identify. Through music, you reclaim life's magic and grow strong in body and soul. And then on this side, you've got the Badger that's saying, abandon compromise and fight valiantly for what you believe in. So you've got very feminine energy on this side, very masculine energy on this side. And then right in the center with our celebration, where the oranges complement each other here, you've got your Tiger that says, passion and adventure beckon. So reclaim your life's magic, pile number 3, my beautiful friends. Listen to music. I don't know if music is one of your languages that you speak the way it is for me, but sometimes when I cannot put my emotions into words, I will do it through music, whether the music has lyrics or not. My husband knows that if I'm playing certain playlists, to just back out of the room, close the door behind him, and leave me the hell alone. Because that music does speak the language of my soul, where I can't express it myself, and so I have to get it out through listening to music. So maybe this card is saying to some of you, pull up your playlists on your phone or your MP3 player or whatever, or create one, and just let the music help you reconnect to this feminine energy. Okay. Now, with the Badger, it's saying abandon compromise. Well, I don't know that we should ever really completely 100% abandon compromise, because that is what society works on. But sometimes you have to, instead of going more than halfway, only go halfway. Instead of always being the one to give in, maybe get back up on your hind legs and say, no and stuff. I'm always the one that does this. I'm always the one that calls you. I'm always the one that says, yeah, sure, I'll work a double shift. I'm always the one that does fill in the blank here. It's time for you to step up and do your part in this. And maybe it's, fighting valiantly for what you believe in. Maybe it's, getting involved in social justice. That's the thing that just popped into my head, is social justice, animal rights, women's rights, whatever. I'm really trying not to get horribly political on the channel, but sometimes that's going to pop out and you can just move along. If you are really worried about a liberal reading your tarot deck, maybe you are on the wrong channel to begin with. But fight for what you believe in. If it's a relationship that the other person is only, given 20% and you're always the one given the 80%, tell them to back their truck up and meet you halfway, damn it. Tell them you want them to talk to you, and tell me the truth. Might we fight about it? Might we end up not together? Maybe, but you can't be afraid of acting because you fear the outcome. That's what I was just told to tell you. Oh my goodness. Do not be afraid to act because you fear the outcome. And maybe that was a message I needed to hear too. But fight for what you believe in, pile number 3. go, rage against the dying of the light, as Dylan Thomas. Do not go gentle into that good night. Because this passion and adventure are beckoning you forward. It might be scary going through the thing, but when you're on the other side, you're going to get to celebrate it. You're going to get to express life with joy and wonder and childlike innocence in a way that you might not have ever dreamed possible. So that is the message that I have for you all today. I hope something out of the reading resonated with you. Take what did and put the rest in the dustbin. But please, if it did, please like and comment and subscribe and share and do all the things. We would really, really appreciate it. It only takes you but moments, but it really does help us out. If you would like to help the channel in a more concrete, financial, tangible way, I will be linking below to an Amazon wish list with a bunch of different tarot decks and oracle cards and things like that, that if you would like to see some fresh content on the channel, we would really appreciate a gift, and we will gratefully say thank you and give you credit if we get a deck from you. Unless you tell me, I would like to remain anonymous, here, just have a present. So, I hope you have had an amazing week, that you have a great week ahead, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye now.